Welcome back to a brand new video. As I'm sure anyone with corneas can surmise, this video is about getting to 20,000 subscribers on the TCLR channel, and just me wanting to thank everybody, and also talk about some stuff that's going on. Well, I shouldn't phrase it like that. I didn't exactly have my girlfriend of 20 years cheat on me in some sort of gangbang orgy. It's actually rough finding out your girlfriend's everybody's girlfriend, but no, it's mainly about YouTube stuff. I want to talk about like the process of video making and like some stuff I've learned after being a content creator for like a few years at this point, really, but we'll get into that. I really don't have anyone to converse with. I don't have like a long line of YouTube creators as my heritage or whatever, but yeah, first off and most importantly, excuse me, I do want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart and the tip of my penis for watching these videos, enjoying it, whether you subscribe, whether you don't, whether you're a furry even, whether you're not. I really do enjoy each and every one of you who watches the videos, more importantly just enjoys the videos and has something to really look forward to and watch in the background. This video isn't scripted, so I might waffle on a little bit, and don't expect zingers every 3 seconds like you do on the Crack series. Me pretty much just talking into a mic right now. This is like my 5th time trying to record this. But yeah, I just wanted to thank each and every one of you. 20K might not seem like a lot, and maybe it isn't, but I mean like the Prigozhin or whatever that Russian dude is was about to storm Moscow with 25,000. So if you guys really want to, we could just like meet up outside Moscow and just, you know, storm the capital, re-establish like the USSR or something. It could be fun, kind of like the Area 51 thing. You know, they can't stop all of us if we go there. But having a small army at my disposal aside, 100,000 subscribers will do a face reveal, 1,000,000 subscribers will do a cock reveal. I think that is more than adequate motivation to get more people to watch my videos. But in all seriousness, again, one last time, I do thank you. It definitely does mean the world to me. Not even just like views or money or whatever, but also the fact that whenever you post a video, you see you have a lot of people like actually enjoying the stuff you make. Kind of makes me feel proud, and it does make me feel good. And you guys enjoying the videos definitely do make my day every time. Of course, unlike everyone else, suffer from, well, I guess I shouldn't say suffer from depression or anxiety or whatever, but I do get depressed sometimes, as everybody wants to do in most of their lives. I don't have depression, I promise, guys. What I'm saying is when I feel down, just watching some of the comments and watching people who enjoy my video really does make my day, if that makes sense. God, I hope I don't see a comment saying we're here for you, like a fist up or whatever, talking about my depression. But yeah, I just really do enjoy it, and I guess we'll talk about the process of making a video. So again, first you have to like play the entire game, you know, whether it be GTA 5 or Walking Dead. It might not seem like rocket science or whatever, and it really isn't, but playing the game is probably one of the longest portions, depending on how long the game is. Of course, something like one episode of The Walking Dead, or a Telltale game, for example, is probably going to have a lot more packed content than like a game of GTA 5 where, you know, it's 20 hours long, but 5 hours is driving, 5 hours is spent shooting people. So like a game of GTA 5 is about the equivalent of an entire season of The Walking Dead. That makes sense. So you first off have to play the game. After that, you have to go through and write like the outline for the script. This isn't like where all the funny jokes come in or whatever. This is me just sort of having the stuff I want to talk about, and maybe potentially funny jokes or funny things to talk about, if that makes sense. Afterwards, I do go over the script 3 times, sometimes 4, and that's where I really add all the funny stuff. That's where, like, the script really comes to life. And also part of the reason why I didn't have Elden Ring come out last week, I didn't have too much time to go over the script, and it's not awful. Like, it's not 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10, unsubscribe, block this creator completely, but I could be so much better, especially since I only did Limgrave, because I thought, like, Limgrave took me 15 hours to finish. I wanted to do as much as I could. I ended up only getting like maximum 2-3 hours of footage out of that, which would translate to like 50 minutes, 45 minutes of content. And I'm like, you know, since I've transitioned to being like a 3-hour-long creator or whatever, I might as well go ahead and just do Liurnia of the Lakes, re-edit the video this week, you know, maybe take a little break just so I can come back with a vigor, if that makes sense. And then come back and completely slap Elden Ring out of the park with like Liurnia and Limgrave. But that's kind of my mental process with it. I guess we'll talk about the coming plans after I finish the process of making a video. But afterwards, you record the script, and there is a lot of deep-throating on the mic, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I could probably make an entire ASMR channel just with, like, the raw footage, because there's a lot of times of me breathing, like, stuff like that, so it's kind of tedious having to cut that stuff out because I have to like go through it without any music, and every time I deep throat the mic I have to like cut that portion out. It's not the most tedious section. The most tedious section comes after that, where I have to like set the video to match the audio of the gameplay. That takes like 2 or 3 days. That's the longest and most tedious process. Like at the very least with the audio, it takes like a few hours. With the actual gameplay, it's fun, like you're playing the game. It's not as if this is the most back-breaking of works. Not exactly going to be chanting for communism to make a return to, I guess, bring power back to the proletariat or anything. It's not that bad. But yeah, and after the video to the audio, that is when I go ahead and make those funny jokes, make the edits, I guess is really what I should say, like the actual editing process and stuff like that. But yeah, usually it takes me 40 to 50 hours if I want a good video, and I really do want to make quality videos for the most part, which is why the coming plans, what I'm trying to do now is to make a big video every couple of weeks, and I'm talking about like the big games like Red Dead Redemption, GTA, all those really long games, the big projects every 2 weeks, and then in between I'll have maybe sort of smaller projects dispersed in between them. Like the Cyberpunk, Life is Strange, for example, the series I still haven't finished, but also a game like Papers, Please. The games that are really like maybe a few hours and I could finish in a day. The only video I've ever done like completely in a day, like aside from playing the game, like script, edit, record, all that, was the Pokemon game. I did all of that in like one day, which was fucking wild. Like I woke up at like 5 a.m. and I had the video posted I think a little later. I'm not sure. I might have woken up at 12 a.m. to do that. I might have not gone to sleep. I think I pulled an all-nighter that night. Whatever the case may be, I'll disperse bigger videos in between with smaller ones. And I guess I'll talk about Cyberpunk and Life is Strange. Those videos were supposed to come out months ago. Cyberpunk is pretty much just finished. Like, I could have that video out tomorrow if I really wanted to. Life is Strange might take a little longer, but not as long as it would take me to, like, make a new video from scratch. I'll probably end up putting the first parts of Cyberpunk and Life is Strange and just make, like, an entire video out of them like I've been doing in the past. Hogwarts Legacy, I really didn't have too much fun with that game. I didn't get, like, hit by the crazies who just, like, doxed my IP address, like, 1.0.689 or whatever the fuck. Like, I didn't have, like, the transgender, I guess, defender. I don't even think it's most trans. I feel like it's mostly just... I don't know, because most transgender people are like, as in any population, most of the time they're nice people, they just want to live their lives, and I can respect that. It's really just the Twitter crazies who think that, you know, buying Hogwarts Legacy is akin to driving the slave trade in Africa or whatever. Like, they literally think you're going to compete for being the best gas dispenser Auschwitz has ever seen by buying the game or whatever, which is... kind of weird, but it wasn't those people who sort of made me stop. The game just wasn't fun to me. I've never been a big Harry Potter fan. The only reason I really played that game was because there was a lot of talk about it and potential for views, and it did get pretty good views for what I was doing back then. But at the end of the day, it's just, do I really want to play another like 30 hours of the game and spend like another 30 trying to make like an actual video of it? It really wasn't fun to me. But Cyberpunk and Life is Strange are coming in the next couple of months. If you do want to talk about games that you want to see me play on this channel, you can leave me a comment down below. If I think it's fun, I will check it out. Or if you want to guarantee that game, I guess, you could just become a member. I sort of have that as a perk. Of course, I can't promise it'll come before 3 months, but if you really do want to see a game, I will promise I get it out before like 4 or 5 months, if that makes sense. It takes a while to make a video. And yeah, it's pretty much what it comes to that. Also, for the coming plans, look to watch me make longer videos, if that makes sense. Kind of in the past, didn't want a video to go past 20 to 30 minutes, just because I thought it would, like, ruin the algorithm or whatever. But, you know, it also made sense with my channel, because you also have, like, The Walking Dead could be separated in episodes. Skyrim, for example, I could have, like, the Brotherhood and the main quest line in one video. Second part, I could have, like, the Dawn Guard and, like, other quest lines. So that was kind of, like, a good way to split it up. But then The Last of Us came in. And the problem with The Last of Us was the fact that if I did split it up into 2 parts, it would sort of be like Cyberpunk, where it's sort of was jarring, if that makes sense. Like, the mission, like, there was no good point to set up a part 2, so I said, fuck it, I'll make an hour-long video, see how well it does, and it did really well. It's actually one of my better performing videos, so after that I said, you know, maybe instead of trying to have, like, a time limit, I suppose, like, ordain, like, no, I will be making this video no more than 30 minutes, because I do have to cut out a lot of jokes that might not be, like, top tier, but are still pretty funny, maybe some plot points that would have people who've never played these games before confused or whatever. So I've decided to just make like the entire series in one video, unless it's something like Elden Ring, which is like, it could easily be a 50 to 60 hour gameplay time before I finish everything I want to do in that game. So again, I'll probably have that in 3 parts, and then afterwards make like a complete collection, which is what I'm going to do for The Walking Dead. I'll have a video come out probably around Wednesday where I'm going to have every season of The Walking Dead all in one video, like a complete collection. I'll do the same thing for Skyrim and Wolf Among Us and stuff like that. Again, if you've watched it, I'm not going to add anything new, so it probably isn't the best. But if you just want something to binge watch, or if you've only really watched a few of those episodes and want like a place where you can watch the entire series in one video, I'll have that coming out in the future just for accessibility purposes, I suppose. That's kind of what I'm going to be doing for the coming weeks, and sort of how the videos are going to go. Like, I'd rather have quality more than quantity is what I'm trying to say. Like, I know there was a period in like January or February around where I had the BioShock video out, where I was making a video like every 3 days, every 4 days, and that, number one, it made me like really fucking burnt out. Number two, I think those videos, the BioShock video I think was good, but I think it could have been like an absolute slam dunk. Like, the best video I've ever made on this channel was GTA 5. I remember in the community posts, like, I said the video was going to come out like this week, then I delayed it for like literally 2 weeks, because like GTA 5 was gold. It was a fucking gold mine. Trevor alone could carry that fucking video. So if I just go through and make it like the best video I've ever created, I think that would have been like, that's what I wanted to do. That was like right after Last of Us as well. So I knew that like a longer video would do just as well, if not better. So I said I really want to cook with this one, and cook I fucking did. Holy shit. That is by far probably the best video I've ever made to this channel up to this date. If you didn't watch it and you don't want GTA, I'm not trying to like force you to watch it. I don't want people to watch my videos because they feel like they have to. Watch the videos you want to watch. But for me personally, that was definitely like, as of this point, like my Mona Lisa. That was like perfection, my piece de resistance. Then I think the Batman video was also another really good video. I did split it up into 2 parts, but they were like released at the same time. I just did that for uploading a little faster. That's sort of what I want to do in the future, which is why I'm sort of like hopefully making it so that I have a big video every 2 weeks instead of trying to get like a video every week. I'll probably have like smaller projects that take me like 10 to 15 hours max every week, if that makes sense. But that's sort of like the thing my channel was going. The entire reason I made this channel in the first place was just for me to have fun with my content. I do have another channel, first channel. It's The Civ Lifer. You'll find it in the channels. It's mainly me playing Civilization 6, and it's sort of like a regular, you know, Let's Play channel, guides and tips and stuff like that. If you want to go ahead and watch those videos, by all means go ahead. I am going to sort of revamp that channel too, because it's been a couple months since I posted a video on there, mainly because I just got so fucking burnt out, man. It's like you're pretty much doing the same thing every single day, and I know it's like technically a job, and I'm not saying like, oh, it's the hardest thing to do in the world, but it's like something you don't have to do, you know what I mean? If it's something you don't have to do, it's something you shouldn't do, I guess, if that makes sense. So I made this channel where I do like the stuff I really wanted to do, like the really well editing, funny jokes, stuff like that, if that makes sense. I'm sort of going to do the same thing on that channel. I'll maybe make 12 to 15 minute videos every week or 2 weeks of like, again, me playing the game, but at the same time having it in the same style of like, think of it as Civ 6 on crack, if that makes sense. So if that, I guess, entices you, you can go check out those videos. I'll probably have the first video out in a couple of weeks, unless I completely decide not to do that, which I don't know why I would do. That's sort of why I made this channel in the first place, again, to just sort of have fun. And I also wanted to be careful when making this channel because I feel like, I mean, back then, especially before, I was like really scared of like getting canceled on like Twitter and shit, you know what I mean? But like right now I'm looking at it and I'm like, being canceled is so fucking overblown. Like, it's just such a stupid thing to worry about, because the people who will cancel you are the people who weren't going to watch your video in the first place. I'm not just talking about, like, I fucking hate this term, but, like, the woke left or whatever, or, like, even if you make a joke, they'll crucify you. In my opinion, from my experiences, it's the same on both sides. Like, if you say something about Donald Trump, the right's just going to dox your address. You say something about Joe Biden maybe not being the best or being sleepy or whatever, you will not make it past the end of the week. You will die. So it's just gotten so fucking stupid, because, again, this channel, let me just say this right here, I don't believe in genocide. I'm sorry, guys. I don't believe that furries are the bane of existence. It's all for jokes. It's all to have fun. And I've had some furries in the comments who, like, understand it's all jokes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I've had some, like, actual furries comment how they enjoy my videos, and they know it's all jokes, and I just want to make that, like, simple, right? Like, if you're a far-right neo-Nazi thinking he's just like me for real, no, I'm not. I'm not really a neo-Nazi. I'm not really a leftist or whatever. I just like making jokes on everything I can. If I find a good opportunity to make a joke, I will do it. Of course, I'm not going to do something like if the Holocaust happens, I hope Ben Shapiro gets gassed first. What the fuck? It's not even something I would say. And the funny thing is, H3 is like really, his audience is like more left, and that's sort of what I wanted to avoid, if that makes sense. Like, if you look at like H3, he has to be careful of what he says, because if he like makes a joke or whatever, like Ben Shapiro getting that's not something I would put on this channel. That's fucking wild as fuck. Like when he laughed at QT Cinderella after getting her, I guess back in like the AI porn controversy or whatever. Like, he just has to be so careful, because his channel is full of people on the left who would take offense to a joke. And it's the same thing with, like, someone like iDubbbz, for example. Like, he technically got canceled. Like, his views haven't been as big as before. And also, he's getting a lot of dislikes. And he didn't even really do anything. He just said, like, I didn't like the content I made back in the day, which, I mean... Yeah, he was like the one who like played Yu-Gi-Oh!, used polymerization with the N-word and the F-slur, and made a whole new fucking term that pervades society at that point. So I understand why he wouldn't want that. But then a lot of his viewers, of course, back then were people who were not only okay, but also a lot of people who believed a lot of the stuff he was saying. I'm not saying you're right or wrong or whatever. I'm not like taking a side saying iDubbbz was completely in the right. What I am saying is just the fact that he went from like a more right Republican, I guess, type of audience into being a lot more left and a lot more like PC and like family friendly and stuff like that. I guess if you want to use the term woke. And because of that, like a lot of his original audience just completely ditched him, which I respect him for doing that. Of course, a lot of people say he got pussy whipped by his wife, and again, I wasn't the fly on the wall. I couldn't tell you if that was the case or not. But if that is what he wants to do, like, more power to him. It's just he also technically got canceled by being on the opposite side of what his main audience wanted. Then you obviously have someone like, what the fuck's her name? Illuminati, bro. That shit was wild, because what she did wasn't even that bad overall, if that makes sense. Like, she was like gaslighting, and she was like a shitty person overall, that's true, but she like completely lost. She was like getting like 500,000 views. She had like 1.8 million subscribers. Now she's at like 1.4 and getting like, I'm getting more views on my video than she is, which is fucking wild. And the stuff she did, like, she was like paying people to go look for clips of the people she didn't like. She was petty, like going to look for clips about these people saying bad words in the past, like retard, which, again, to me, that isn't like the worst word of all time. It's not like the F-slur, N-word or anything, but she was like looking for stuff like that, and she was like going Kevin Durant, having those, I guess, like secret accounts that she would like go ahead and start bullying and harassing the other creators with, which, again, that's bad, but it's like not EDP bad, which is like sort of what, like, they've both essentially like lost their channels, if that makes sense. And a lot of that is because of the fact that she was more so an anti-corporate, much more left-leaning creator. And doing that stuff is stuff that a lot of people on that side of the spectrum don't like, you know, that doesn't align with their beliefs. And so they're just not going to watch her. And that's sort of what I wanted to, all those things is what I want to avoid on this channel. This is just to have fun. This is just to have jokes. Obviously, if I go too far, you know, maybe say the N-word here, you know, hit him with the little PewDiePie bridge incident. You know, that's a little too far in my opinion. But I don't, I guess, want to be, you know, pledge my allegiance to one side over the other. At the end of the day, this channel is to have fun. This channel is to just make funny jokes. If you enjoy that, that's great. If you don't enjoy that, then, again, this is there are other channels, I guess. I don't want to say like, oh, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Like, if you have an opinion, of course, let me know down below in the comments. If, you know, maybe you thought something was too far, if you didn't like it. Like, I'm not that bad. Like, I remember I was making like Ukraine jokes, like way back when, and some dude in the comments said, hey man, I like your videos, but, you know, I genuinely don't like the Ukraine jokes. I think they're in bad taste, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him, and I'm like, yeah, he's probably right in a way, so I've sort of tried to refrain from making those jokes in the past. Again, it really depends on how you present the comment. I've had a lot of weird YouTube comments. I'm not talking about, like, people calling me, like, bad or, like, a fucking racist or a communist or a far left or whatever. I'm talking about weird comments. Like, the last season of The Walking Dead, I remember I had the people vote, you know, you want me to go with Lewis or you want me to go with Violet? I guess spoilers again. And again, the people chose Lewis for the most part, despite some Russian backstreet deals, like 2016 election shenanigans going on. Again, that was a joke. I don't know if the election shenanigans really happened. You gotta be careful in this climate. But yeah, so people wanted Lewis, I guess, and so I had Lewis. And then this dude in the comments just like fucking went off on, like, he was like saying slurs and shit. Like, YouTube flagged the video too. I'm like looking at him, and he was like calling me like various, not slurs, but he was calling me like, he was aggressive, is what I'm trying to say. So he was aggressive. At the end, that's not the weird part, right? I get those comments. It's fine, is what it is. Leave your opinion. But at the end is where he's like, I should have known a dirty Indian YouTuber like you would pick the Virgin Lewis instead of the Chad Violet. And I'm looking at him, and I'm like, okay, that's probably a little racist, number one. Number two, you know, I'm not even fucking Indian, which is fucking wild. Like, I'm not white or anything, but I'm not fucking Indian. If you have to know, I'm Arab, but that's pretty far cry away from being, like, Indian or whatever. That's just wild, because I don't remember, like, saying I was, like, even alluding to the fact I was Indian, so that's kind of, like, weird. Then I have another comment, which was kind of, it was so fucking weird, because this comment, like, claimed I was trying to make people woke via reverse psychology. It's like, your humor's hilariously misinformed. You know, you're trying to be brain dead for the sake of humor, which, I mean, yeah, you're right. I am trying to be brain dead for the sake of humor. And then he's like, make more videos. So we thoroughly amused by your attempt to be woke via reverse psychology, which, you know, just like, I don't know what that guy was waffling on about. Like, what do you mean woke via reverse psychology? It's fucking weird to me. Like, YouTube comments can get really weird. I guess if you want me to make like a compilation of weird YouTube comments, I will. I don't get too bothered by them. There's like fucking 99 people who say they love my videos. There's like 20 people or 90 people who love my videos. 5 people who maybe don't like my videos. And then 4 people who are just neutral, and then 1 person who's just like fucking waffling on about shit. So again, it's not like the end of the world. I'm not going to be triple somersaulting off the Golden Gate Bridge or anything from that. But it is like weird as fuck. That's the internet for you. In any case, it's pretty much been this video. Again, huge thank you for 20K, and hopefully more videos coming soon. And again, cock reveal at 1 million subscribers. Fuck. Kind of hoping I don't get 1 million now, but yeah, if you do enjoy, I'll probably have new videos out in the next couple of weeks, and without further ado, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.